Hello, my name is Dylan Minier, and I was born on May 7th, 1995. Me and my sister Holly Minier, and we was born 8 weeks premature, which caused a lot of health problems between me and her both, and I was born with type B strep, and that caused me to have meningitis, which caused a lot of problems. And through that, a lot of things happened. And ended up being diagnosed with cerebral palsy. And then when I was 3 years old, I had to have surgery on my leg to fix it to where I didn't walk, where I could walk better. And then I had to go through therapy for years at a time, different therapists and different doctors. And then when I was 7 years old, I got saved at Munchkin Park in Bristol, Virginia. My aunt, as she was there when we was little, and me and her was sitting there, and she asked me would I want to be saved. She had taught us about the Lord, her and my mom and my family, and taught us about the Lord all our lives. And she asked me, she said, would you want to be saved? Would you want to be a Christian? And I said, yes. And she helped me with the words to say, because I was young, and with the words to say, and I got saved that day. And it was one of the best feelings I'd ever had in my life. I remember telling my parents that when they got there that I had been saved, and I felt God with me through my problems and through my life. And then I went a few years just going to church and going to doctors and things that I had to do. And then when I turned 9 years old, I was diagnosed with epilepsy, and that caused me to have to go to more doctors, and I had to go to Charlottesville 3 or 4 times and things for them to do things to help me and try and help it the best they could. And I ended up having to see doctors in Charlottesville and then in Bristol and different places. Had to go everywhere all the time, a bunch of times. And then when I was in 2009, I was diagnosed with WPW heart syndrome, which is more commonly called Wolff-Parkinson's-White syndrome. And I went to doctors in Northern Virginia for a few months with what was wrong with it. It took them a while to figure out what it was. And then when they finally did, they sent me to Nashville, Tennessee to have surgery on it twice because of where the pathway was located. The extra pathway in my heart was located that they couldn't just do it like they normally did, because it would mess my heart up if they messed it up the wrong way. And while I was there, people would ask me through how in the world can you be so upbeat and so happy all the time with these things that you went through in your life, all these things that have happened to you, how can you not be so down and depressed all the time? And I told them, that there's nothing I can do about it, that the Lord has the plan, and everything happens for a reason, whether I have to have surgery every day of my life or whether I'm going to church every day of my life. The Lord has a reason for everything that happens. Any of us, if we lose a loved one or whatever happens, yes, we get down sometimes, but the Lord has a reason for it. And I told him that there was a blind man in the Bible that Jesus spit in the clay and wiped it on his eyes and told him that he had to go wash his eyes before he could see. Jesus, we can't just sit back and that God will do everything. We have to help him too. That's what I told him. And that was my part, was going to Nashville, Tennessee twice to have surgery just so I could tell them that, I believe. And then throughout my life, I've done my best to do what God has wanted me to do. But there's been times that people have put me down in my life with my health problems. They've made fun of me because of the way I walked or the way I looked, because of how I am. And yes, I've got down sometimes because of the things I can't do. But I realize that it's for a reason, that God has a reason for everything that I can't do. But then He has things for me to do too. Just like He does all of us. And I just do my best each day to do what He would have me to do. And it was later in my life that I went to the doctor for a checkup, and my doctor told me the extent of what had happened to me. That when I was sick with meningitis, he told me that I had died 16 times before they could get me stable to move me to another hospital to help me. And it was a while before I knew that. And I know that everyone has trouble and everyone has things that happens, but I believe that if God can save you that many times and give you something to do, that He can do anything. And I believe that God has something for all of us to do, and if we just listen to Him and let Him guide us into what He wants us to do. And my goal in my life is to, not that someone will see me through what I do anywhere in my life, but they'll see God through me in everything that I do. And that if I help someone, if I say one thing that helps someone come to Christ and to be saved, if I have one person that gets saved in my life, then I believe that our life was worth something down here, because God put us here for Him. He didn't put us here for ourselves. He put us here to honor Him and to do what He would have us to do for Him. And I believe that, no matter what I've been through in my life, or anyone, no matter what they've been through in their lives, it was for a reason, that God sent you through that. It wasn't to put you through pain or through hurt or anything. It was for His glory. It may not seem it at the time, but it was. And I see that now in my life with the things that happened to me. I am thankful that God gave me the problems that I have. I thank Him for them every day that I have them instead of my family or someone else, because God gave them to me and I accept them. I don't wish them on nobody else, because there's some people who has way more problems than I do, and way worse problems. It says that He will not put nothing on us that we can't handle. And no matter what we go through in this life, whether it be health problems, or whether it be anything that we go through in this life, that I just pray that something I've said here will help you, and that you open your eyes and that you see how good God is and how much He's helped you and how much He can help you if you accept Him in your life and give Him the chance. I am imperfect, but with God I am perfect.